Hey everyone, this is GeoWolf, and I'm on Productions², and here for some more Gnomoria. We're actually going to go ahead and do something different this time. Really, what I'm going to do is we're going to be starting a new kingdom. I know you're probably thinking, what the hell? I just went through, 50-odd videos of the previous kingdom. Well, there's some changes coming down the pipe next week that are going to make that old kingdom pretty much useless. Well, not useless, but really hard to play with. And that's because, well, not really hard to play with, but let's say that take some of the, sap some of the whatever out of it. Just wouldn't. I don't think it would work very well. And that's the reason the reason why that is because there's going to be changes to the spawning rates and other spawning kind of things that have to do with that, and merchants for both enemies and gnomes. Robo-Bob's actually getting around to dealing with the soft cap that's been going on with getting more gnomes, being not able to get gnomes over 45 or so. And while that really doesn't matter with my map, at the same time, there have been many new features that have been added, and stuff that's been changed that probably is causing conflicts in that save file. And I just feel I want to start a new map, and kind of show you some of the newer features, and also start over from scratch, just start over fresh with these new additions that are coming down the pipe next week. So that's the reason why. A lot of other people have been, just restarting every time there's a new update. Some of the other walkthroughs go every few updates, they do a new map. I've been doing my previous map since 8.15. That's literally like 12 versions, 13 versions with the next one comes out of just playing through things. And there's probably a lot of stuff that doesn't work the way it should, let's put it that way, or stuff that's missing, like from the mechanics. I'm not sure if it added stuff in, even though we had already maxed out our mechanical research, or whatever you want to call it. So I'm just going to restart a new game. We'll also be able to do some new things with the maps as well, as far as the options go. So I'm not going to be deleting the Land of Ages. We may actually go back to it later on in the walkthrough, but I'm not going to be continuing with it right now. It's not going to be the main focus of this walkthrough anymore. So I actually started another map, but I completely, it really screwed me over. I couldn't keep my gnomes alive, essentially. They kept on bleeding to death. So we're going to try a different map, start over again, and try to get things the priorities more straightened out. I went right ahead straight off the bat trying to enclose my my kingdom area, and I think that really sapped a lot of my productivity out. And because of that, it took me a really long time to get bandages, and even then, I couldn't keep enough gnomes to make enough bandages to keep gnomes from dying, so it's really a vicious cycle. Started off the game with 9, survived to the end of summer, or the start of summer, got, I think, 4 gnomes. I actually had recordings for this, so I deleted them. Lost all those gnomes down to 2 at the end of summer, and barely survived into fall when I got 16 more gnomes. And at the end, we're sitting at the 8th day of fall now with only 3 gnomes left. And we have to use those 3 gnomes all the way through winter, through the rest of fall, to spring of year 2. So I'm just preempting the fall of that, because that kingdom's obviously gonna get screwed over. I'm actually gonna delete that kingdom, and we're gonna restart it, because I like that name, Winterlie. I'll go ahead and delete this one too. The Ironed Land. We'll leave Land of Ages though. Back, new game, Winterlie. Restart that. So now you notice that we have kingdom size and difficulty here. There's more difficulty levels too. There's peaceful, easy, normal, hard, and sudden death. But what you'll notice is that the kingdom seed thing is missing. I'm just gonna set it on easy for now. The reason for that is because it's now in the advanced setup down here. And here you can see we have way more options now. You can turn off certain types of enemies. I'm gonna turn off zombies because I think they're overpowered and need some work on them. I'll leave everything else on though. You can mess around with the attack strength, size, and attack rates, metal amount and depth, and the difficulty, which we haven't custom now since we changed that. The style of the map, the smoothness or hilliness of the land, and how narrow or wide the hills are, and how tall they are. And of course, then we also have the old settings here that were originally on the main page. So we're gonna go ahead and just choose a seed here. Let's go 9, 0, 7, 4, 5, 1, 6, 6, 2. And we're gonna preview it. That's another new feature. We can actually preview parts of our map before we start them. That's a pretty nice tall hill structure here. We got water right next to the center of the map, so that's good. Problem with this though is that it's going to take a lot to secure it later on. Or if you go with this one, which is smaller, there's not much flat land for pastures and farming though. So we're going to have to skip on this one and choose a different. Well, let's re-preview it, changing those settings just a little bit. Let's see what it looks like now. So we still got the water there. Looks like we got a little more flat land. This is a little less tall. It's a little more subdued though. Let's go ahead and bring that up by 2. Bring this down, or bring this up a little bit more, and this up a little more, and preview it again. Just kind of go in between the two points we had there. Well, that's interesting. Let's go wider hills then. Re-preview. So we've got some flat land here. Probably some more over this way too. We've got a couple of hills here. Some water obviously still there. It's the main thing there with the seed. Let's try a different seed. I don't really like that one. It's alright. You can't see all the map obviously, but I don't think it's gonna be flat enough. I need it to be flat enough to support farmers and pastures. Well, this might be flat. I think maybe this is flat out here. Maybe it could work. There's some flat land out here. I thought there was maybe some hills there because of this, but I think it's just a clay patch. That actually might work out pretty well. We're going to try that. Let's go ahead and try it. First up, we're going to put metal depth at shallow and abundant. Enemy strength, we'll say 1.15. Attack rate, we're going to drop down to 1.8. Now, how about 7.5? And attack size. 1.2. This will adjust your enemy's strength. In other words, the strength there, and I think maybe even these, as your kingdom worth increases. Until Robobob gets the whole building workshops thing figured out from where it is now, you shouldn't use that, because as your kingdom worth increases, naturally, at the beginning, you'll get more and more attackers, stronger ones, and the problem with that is that it's really hard to build stuff now. I mean, excruciatingly hard to build things because it just takes so damn long because, like, for instance, let's go with the loom and tailor, because you need both of those to get up to your to bandages. In order to build the tailor, you need to have the wood carver and a crude workbench or saw mill. Now, it's easier to go with the crude workbench and the wood carver. The reason being is because for the saw mill, you now have to have a stone mason to make the saw blade, and that requires a whole other set of things. So it's much easier just to do that, but of course, but you do need, in order to have the tailor, you need to have an enemy that's been killed, and you have to have a butcher shop, which requires you to have the stonemason anyway to make a knife for it. So as you can see, it's a lot more complicated now. If you ask me, he made it more complicated than it should be. It's just needless complication. It makes it harder to get into things. But you'll see once we get into it what I'm talking about. Even with the metal depth of shallow, it didn't really appear too quickly. I went down to -3 on the other map before things got totally crazy, and I hadn't seen even copper yet. But I hadn't gotten that much deeper because of just all the craziness going on. This is another reason why I wanted to do a new map, is because we had to go really deep down for that other stuff, and the other map for, you know, minerals and stuff like that. But with this, we can set the shallow and abundant, so we won't have to go too deep to find stuff. Which, no, it just seems, I want to and I don't want to. The reason I might want to is because with this set up to shallow and abundant, you can get pretty powerful pretty quickly. At the same time, with this set to shallow and abundant, you increase your kingdom worth quickly, and you end up getting owned really easily because of this. We'll leave that off. We'll just leave it off. It'll be fine. This already is increasing the strength of the enemy and the attack size of the enemy. So there's going to be more enemies, and they're going to be stronger already than they would be in a vanilla game, using ones for everything. Attack rate's down to 75, so they'll attack less, a little less. Well, let's move it down a little further. Say 0.7. Let's go down to 0.7. Better. But let's go ahead and generate the map now. Enough droning on about things. Plus, now that I know what's needed, well, like for instance, here's like a list of materials you need to make, like the few basic structures you need to actually start even beginning to build your kingdom. You need like chairs, sticks for legs for tables, the actual tables themselves with planks. And it's just, you've gone from needing just stone, raw stone, logs, planks, and stone blocks to needing, you know, exponentially more items to make things. It's just crazy how hard it is to build stuff now. But I think the main reason why I've struggled so much is because I was trying to wall up my kingdom way too fast, and too largely at that, to be realistically functioning with everything else. So we're going to try not doing that until year 2, when we have hopefully a good amount of stuff set up, and a good number of gnomes. And it shouldn't really matter that much either. Mats don't usually come till the year 2 or year 3, I think. The wild animals are also annoying too. If you have your enemies set to chase enemies that have shown up and been lost, they'll actually chase after wild animals that have been spotted. And some wild animals are really, really a pain in the ass to deal with. Honey badgers, for instance, will, yeah, they won't be able to kill them. They'll die from blood loss and take your gnomes with them. Okay, let's have a look at my map here. See, this is all flatland over here. That's good. Wow, that's a lot of flatland. Wow, that is a lot of flatland. Holy crap. It's like one of the few hills here, right here. It's also, I think, also the highest hill. So that's the one we're going to use for our base, I think. Or we could use that one or this one. Either one, I think, would work. This one looks like it has some wider area to it, though, so I'll probably use this one because it'll make for an awesome great hole. I had a huge great hole prior on my last map, and I think digging that out was also part of the reason it's taking so long, because I was trying to move dirt out of there for other things, and it was just taking too long. So we're going to try to go smaller first, then larger later, this time around. First of all, let's go ahead and get our professions sorted out here. For now, we're gonna have everybody with the some miscellaneous skills. There actually is a bug right now where I was right on one of the previous videos where I was talking about maybe the reason why it was lagging so much. It was sent. It's because the gnomes continuously look for jobs, even though there may not be a job to be found, and so it wastes CPU cycles. And haulers are the worst offenders of that. They cause the most disruption to the game, and I had all my gnomes set as haulers as well as all the other professions, and so double whammy. But while we got a small group of gnomes, it isn't going to affect it that much. It's more when you get in the 20s and 30s that it does. So for right now, we can leave that on. And it's actually beneficial to do it now because we can get more stuff moved and built this way. But miner, we'll do metal and gem for them. Give them all those to them. Let's see, we need woodcutters, gonna have that, and agriculture for horticulture. Farmers, or wait. Yeah, farmers, okay, never mind. We'll also do horticulture. Let's make sure we do construction, too. Ranchers. Again, that's... And builders. We won't have any builders just yet, but we'll leave that there. Blacksmith, jeweler, engineer. Again, jeweler we'll use later on, but while we have just a small number of gnomes, we'll use what we have. So now assigning. So builders, we can move one of these guys to woodcutting and another one to mining, so we have some extra gnomes to work on things. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is we want to do some, we want to fell some trees. We want to forage. And we also want to do some mining, so F1. We'll start out with a really small Great Hall here. I'll just add on to it as time goes on. Start there. Build some extra rooms here. That'll be the next we do for the Great Hall for right now, and adjacent rooms here. Alright, let's get into work here. Let's also go ahead and build a pasture real quick here for our yaks, so they don't wander off too far. Still haven't fixed that bug, have they? So we'll go 6 males to every 4 females. Of course, we only have 2 right now, so that's not going to be that effective. Building wells is even hard now. We won't be able to build a well for quite a while, I don't think. So, in this room here, we're going to build, I just have it shaped like this for right now. It's probably not going to extend it, I'll probably extend it up, but I just wanted to do something other than a square room for once. For the moment, anyway. But this room will be used for storage of something, I'm not really sure what yet. But over here we'll put our wood carving, wood station, wood workshops over here, and the crude workshop as well. I'll also create another room off here somewhere that'll act as the wood stockpile. For right now, that we won't use that. Out here, we're gonna make a stockpile for dirt. Designate stockpile. Just got a small one. Goods, soil. We can fill it with dirt so we can kind of clear this place out. Start digging down right away. So we need to get to the, so we need to find stone so I can build the crude workshop. Let's go smaller. Unless we actually do find stone, and then we'll expand it out. For now, we'll just go smaller. And to make it harder for enemies to get through our areas, we're not going to put the stairs right next to each other anymore. We're going to put them some part away. So the enemies have to actually go over tiles. And it may actually, you know, booby trap these kind of areas with traps. Last game we had granite up near the top here. I'm not sure what we'll find here. Looks like dirt for right now though. Which really sucks because we need to find granite. We need to find, you know, rock before we can do any work at all. Same time, I don't want to go down too far, so I want to start incurring the wrath of the enemies down in that spawn down below, yeah. But can't do anything if you don't have any stone. It's kind of screwed in that manner, you have to go deeper. Let's start doing some just kind of exploratory digging. I want to see if we can find some stone.